Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into something really critical for pretty much any business right now, how you can seriously lift your customer experience using smart CRM strategy and, the right tools. This is all based on a really interesting article you shared.
Absolutely. And our mission here for this deep dive is basically to cut through the fluff and pull out the really essential nuggets from this source. We're zooming in on why customer experiences become so foundational, not just nice to have, and the specific practical ways customer relationship management, CRM, can actually be the engine behind those better interactions and ultimately customer loyalty.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The article kicks off by, hitting us with a core truth. Customer expectations are just soaring, way higher than ever before. And here's the kicker. Every single interaction, doesn't matter how small, it shapes how a customer sees you, how satisfied they are, and whether they stick around. It's not just about the product anymore.
No, definitely not. And the source makes a really powerful case that using CRM isn't like an optional extra these days. It's pretty much become essential.
And what really grabbed me was the data they used to back that up.
Oh yeah, the Salesforce report.
Exactly. It quotes the Salesforce report saying, get this, 88% of customers now believe the experience a company provides is just as important as its actual products or services.
88%. I mean, think about that. That's almost 9 out of 10 people weighing the interaction, the feeling they get, just as heavily as the thing they're buying.
Right. That single statistic just hammers home why this deep dive, why figuring out CRM for customer experience is so incredibly vital right now if you actually want your business to thrive.
So, okay, what does that actually mean for businesses on the ground?
Right.
Well, improving that experience, it isn't just about making people feel warm and fuzzy. It directly fuels growth.
Yeah, it's fundamental for building those lasting relationships, building trust, boosting your brand's credibility, and the bottom line, it lifts retention rates and drives long-term profit.
And the flip side, which the article definitely points out, is pretty stark. If your experiences are inconsistent or frustrating, well, customers disengage surprisingly fast. And that negative vibe, it ripples out, it hits customer satisfaction hard, and really tanks their lifetime value to your business.
Gotcha. Conversely, when you're prompt, when you're thoughtful in your responses, that consistently builds a much stronger reputation.
And keeps customers coming back. Higher retention, exactly.
Okay, so the article then takes a step back and defines CRM. It frames it quite neatly as like two sides of one coin. It's the strategy you use.
And the technology you employ to manage all those interactions and organize all the data that comes from them right through the entire customer lifecycle.
Exactly, the whole journey. From, first awareness, through interest, becoming a customer, maybe repeat buying, and hopefully becoming a real advocate for your brand. The core purpose of CRM, the article really stresses this, it's all about strengthening those bonds, improving engagement at every single touch point.
Every contact point, yeah. And just making customers happier overall. It's kind of the operational backbone for being truly customer-centric.
You can almost picture a good CRM system as like a central brain for all your customer stuff. It's the hub where you track everything, emails, calls, website visits, social interactions, whatever.
Right, and manage tasks like follow-ups.
And store all that crucial customer data so it's available to, sales, marketing, support, everyone who needs it.
And that centralized data, that's incredibly powerful. It means basically that whoever a customer talks to in your company, that person should have the full story right there.
No more asking the same questions over and over.
Exactly. So needs get addressed faster, more consistently, and the whole experience just feels smoother for the customer.
Sure.
And modern CRM platforms, they go way beyond just being a contact list. They've got sophisticated tools for automation, segmentation.
Which is grouping customers, right? Based on behavior or demographics.
Yeah, precisely. Grouping them so you can talk to them more relevantly. And deep analytics, too. All this stuff frees up your teams from the sort of manual grind.
Right. Lets them focus on the higher value interactions, the relationship building.
The human touch.
Okay, so the article then breaks down 7 specific, impactful ways a CRM system actively makes customer experience better. This is where it gets really practical, the how-to. I found this super useful.
Yeah, this is the core of it, really. These are tangible benefits. So the first big one the article highlights is using CRM to centralize customer data for a holistic view.
Foundational, right. Pulling together all that scattered info, emails, purchases, support tickets, interactions into one single platform.
Exactly. It's a huge leap from, messy spreadsheets or systems that don't talk to each other. It gives you that essential unified, holistic view. So anyone talking to the customer, whether they're in sales, support, marketing, they see the whole picture.
Which means the service can be personalized, timely, because you actually know who you're talking to and what their history is.
Right. It breaks down those internal silos that customers find so frustrating,
Yeah.
where one department doesn't know what the other did.
Oh, yeah. That kills the experience.
Totally. So CRM helps ensure continuity and just improves the quality of every contact. The article also mentions things like powerful search and reporting features.
Which sound maybe a bit technical, but they help keep records accurate.
Yeah, and that accuracy directly helps satisfaction and loyalty because you're not constantly asking for info they've already given you 5 times.
Okay, so that holistic view naturally leads into the second point. The power to personalize every step of the customer journey.
And personalization is everywhere now, isn't it? But customers genuinely expect it. They don't want generic one-size-fits-all stuff.
No, definitely not.
So CRM systems are built to make that kind of sophisticated personalization actually doable at scale. Using all that centralized data, you can segment customers based on their behavior, their purchase history, demographics, stated preferences, pretty much anything you track.
Allowing you to send really targeted messages or offers.
Exactly. Super relevant communications. And when customers get something that clearly acknowledges their specific situation or interests, well, it makes them feel seen, valued.
Yeah, it builds trust. It's more than just a marketing trick.
It really is. It's about relationship building.
Which ties nicely into the third point. CRM helps improve customer support with specific CRM tools.
Oh, this is huge for support teams. Having instant access to a customer's complete history, previous tickets, what they bought, past chats, it's a total game changer.
Means they're not starting from scratch every time someone calls in.
Right. It massively improves how quickly they can solve the problem already on the first contact and cuts down the resolution time overall. The agent has context, clarity, which is incredibly valuable, especially if the customer is already frustrated.
And the automation aspect here too, right? Routing tickets, tracking open issues.
Absolutely. Many CRMs can automatically send an inquiry to the right specialist, keep track of ongoing issues so nothing falls through the cracks, even trigger automated follow-ups. It just streamlines the whole support process.
Makes it more efficient for the team.
And better, faster service for the customer. Win-win.
Okay. Point number 4 moves into how CRM helps automate and optimize the customer journey.
Automation can sound a bit robotic, maybe. But really, it's about ensuring the customer gets the right nudge or the right piece of information at the right time.
Without someone having to manually remember to click send every single time.
Precisely. CRM automation lets you set up these timely, triggered touchpoints, like a welcome email series when someone signs up, or a reminder about something left in their cart.
Or maybe asking for feedback after they've talked to support.
Exactly. Things like that. It keeps your brand top of mind. It cuts down on manual errors or things getting missed, ensures your communication sounds consistent, and it just creates a much smoother, more professional feel for the customer.
And a key side benefit you mentioned earlier, it frees up your people. Your marketing and service teams can stop doing the repetitive stuff.
And focus their energy on the more complex, nuanced, relationship-building parts of their jobs. Makes them more effective, basically.
Definitely more efficient, too. Okay, 5th point. Using CRM to analyze customer behavior to drive better engagement.
Yeah, this is where all that data you're collecting really starts to pay off. It's not just about storing contact info. It's about capturing what customers actually do.
Throughout their entire journey with you.
Right. And crucially, analyzing that behavior. CRM platforms vacuum up this data, and the analytics tools inside help you spot patterns. What actions usually lead to a sale? Which touch points boost engagement most? Where do people tend to drop off?
Understanding those trends lets you tweak things.
Exactly. You can constantly refine your offers, your messaging, your service strategies, so they align better with what actually works for your customers.
And that data-driven approach feeds back into personalization, obviously, but the article also mentions it helps with proactive problem solving.
Yeah, that's a great point. If the data shows, say, a bunch of people are getting stuck at one particular step on your website, you can spot that friction point and fix it before it annoys hundreds more customers.
That gives you a real edge, being responsive like that.
For sure. The article frames it as a competitive advantage, being able to adapt based on real data.
Okay, number 6 is about strengthening customer relationships through consistent communication.
Maintaining that single, unified brand voice and making sure your message is consistent everywhere. Email, social media, phone, maybe even in person. That's a huge challenge, especially as you grow.
It really is. Things can get disconnected quickly.
CRM tools are vital here. Because everything's centralized, the communication history, the data teams can respond faster and make sure what they're saying is relevant to that specific customer's current situation.
And everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet, so to speak.
Exactly. Everyone's drawing from the same pool of information. That helps maintain a really consistent brand experience. And that reliability, that predictability, it's massive for building trust. Knowing that no matter how or who you interact with, you'll get a consistent positive experience.
That definitely builds loyalty over time.
It reinforces trust.
And the final point, number 7, using CRM to capture and act on customer feedback.
Customer feedback, it's gold dust.
Yeah.
Right. But only if you actually collect it easily and, more importantly, do something with it.
Yeah, collecting dust doesn't help anyone.
Right. So the article points out that many modern CRMs have built-in feedback tools. Things like surveys or maybe automated check-ins after an interaction. Makes gathering that real-time sentiment much easier.
Getting those immediate reactions is powerful for spotting problems quickly or seeing what's working really well.
And then the crucial part, acting on it. Feeding those insights back into your CRM strategy. You can use it to tweak your automated workflows, refine how you segment customers, improve your support scripts, whatever the feedback points to.
And actually responding to feedback, showing customers you're listening, and making changes based on what they say.
That builds incredible trust. It shows you value their opinion and leads to higher satisfaction down the line.
So the article doesn't just stop at the what and why. It gives some really practical tips for actually doing this effectively. Because, like it says, just buying the software isn't enough. You have to use it well.
Yeah, implementation is key. And the first tip is, well, it's almost a prerequisite. Start with clean, structured data.
You can't build anything solid on a shaky foundation, right? The article really hammers this.
Yeah.
Audit your existing data, clean it up, get it organized before you roll out a CRM.
It's absolutely crucial. Accurate data underpins everything else. Effective segmentation, personalization that actually works, reporting you can trust.
Yes.
It even affects whether your teams will actually adopt and use the system.
If the data's garbage, they won't trust it.
Exactly. You can't personalize if you don't even know who you're talking to accurately. Skipping this step just leads to bad insights and frustration.
Okay, tip 2. Map your CRM workflows to real customer touchpoints, not just how you do things internally now.
This is such an important distinction. Don't just, digitize your existing, possibly clunky internal process. Think about it from the outside in. Design the workflows, how a lead progresses, how a support ticket flows to mirror and improve how the customer actually experiences interacting with you.
Like, what happens after they fill out a form? What's the follow-up sequence? How does a support request feel from their end?
Right. Mapping it to their journey makes the whole interaction feel much more seamless and responsive for them. Big impact on CX.
Third tip. Train teams to use CRM insights in real time.
You can have the fanciest CRM on the planet, but if the people on the front lines don't know how to use the insights it provides,
It's just collecting digital dust.
pretty much, your sales team needs to know how to look at a customer's history and tailor the conversation. Your support team needs to be able to instantly pull up past interactions for context. So proper training and ongoing training on how to interpret the data, understand the segments, and respond in ways that add value, speed, relevance. That's critical.
Makes sense. Tip 4. Integrate your CRM with your existing tools.
Yeah, your CRM shouldn't be an island. It needs to be connected. The article stresses linking it up with your website, your email marketing tool, your support system, maybe your e-commerce platform, whatever else you use.
Creates a connected ecosystem.
Exactly. So data flows between systems. It breaks down those departmental silos again and ensures everyone has that unified view, that consistent information. That's how you deliver that seamless experience across all the different places a customer might interact with you.
And a last practical tip, number 5. Start small, then optimize and scale.
It's tempting, isn't it, to try and switch everything on at once, boil the ocean from day one,
Yeah, overwhelming.
and often leads to failure. The article advises picking a few high-impact areas first, maybe one key part of the customer journey or one specific team. Implement CRM there, watch closely how it works, get feedback,
Tweak it, refine it.
and then gradually roll it out more widely. It's an iterative approach. It causes less disruption. People see early wins, which helps adoption. You get to fine-tune your strategy as you learn.
So wrapping this up, what this deep dive into the source really shows is that a well-executed CRM strategy isn't just, a fancy database. It's actually a powerful catalyst for delivering a genuinely exceptional customer experience every step of the way.
Absolutely. By using CRM to centralize your data, personalize those interactions, automate the right touch points, really analyze customer behavior for insights, and keep communication consistent and driven by feedback, businesses can seriously boost engagement.
And build those stronger, more loyal relationships that ultimately drive success.
Yeah. The technology empowers the teams, but as the practical tips show, it's the strategy and how well people use the insights that makes the real difference. It allows you to be precise, responsive, and consistently aim higher than customer expectations.
Especially in a world where that experience is just so critical.
And keeping that idea of constantly refining, staying aligned with what customers need next, as the source really pushes.
Here's something for you, the listener, to think about. Thinking about your specific industry or business, what's one evolving customer need or maybe an emerging expectation that you could potentially address better or maybe even anticipate by really leaning into the data and the strategic capabilities of a modern CRM system?
Next driver.